All right, let's add some dynamic scale grips. I got me a block here. I just created a rectangle and then created a block out of it. To get into the block editor, I'm just going to grip or pick the block, and I'm just going to do a BE on the command line for block editor. I'm going to press enter. Notice that it's already highlighted for the block name. I say OK, and I'm in the block editor. I've got my block authoring palette up over here on the left, and I got my properties window on the right. So let's go ahead and add our first parameter. When it comes to a scale action, you can use three different types of parameters. One is linear, polar, and XY. So let's go ahead and see what the linear one will do first. So let's go ahead and add that. I'm going to add that to this endpoint and to, I'm typing in endpoint over here. Caution means I need to add an action. I come over to the action tab and I hit scale, and it asks me for the parameter. So I'm going to pick the distance 1 parameter, and then it asks me to select the object. So this being a closed poly, I just pick that box and press enter. Where do I place the action? Right above the parameter that I'm using it on. So now let's see what it is. One other thing, the parameter here, we can change this, remember, to where it has 1 grip or 2 grips. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 1 grip and see what that gives us. So if I go ahead and save and then test, it'll open up the testing window here. Take a couple seconds. And now when I grip that, I have a new grip here, and I can grab that, and now I can scale that object, right? But I'm scaling it linearly, meaning I'm going straight out. That's what that linear scale option does. So let's go take a look at some of the other parameters here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, just do an erase across both of those, got rid of it, and let's go ahead and add the polar parameter. And if I pick this endpoint, I'm just typing in end to pick the grip, endpoint up here in the corner, and there's my parameter. Again, the caution, so I'm going to need to add an action. Come over to the action, we're dealing with scale. I pick the parameter that I'm applying it to, and then it says select the object. So I'm going to select this, I'm going to press enter, and put my action right next to my parameter. Let's go ahead and save, test, and now in our test window, we can isolate this, and we have a grip here. It looks a little different, right? It's not the arrow. This is a polar, so I can scale it here, right? And I can also scale it here, which is a different reaction than the linear. So not sure how we would apply that, but I just wanted to show you that that the parameters that will work with the scaling action. So the last parameter that we're going to take a look at is XY. So what we can do is we can pick this end. Again, I just typed in end, and I'm typing in end again to get this other corner. Now I have 4 grips on this box, and let's see what that does. So let's go ahead and add our action. We're doing this scale action. I'm going to pick the parameter, and then it asks me to select the object again. I'm picking the box, press enter, and it asking me to place the action. So I place the action, and let's go ahead and see what that does for us. Test the object. And we have 4 grips now. So we have the typical scale that we had before. We have this scale, which does something a little funkier, right? And then we have this scale that does something on the y-axis, right? So you can play with these and see what works best for your application or for your block, and get you the results that you're looking for. So that is the parameters and the action, the scale action grip added to your block. So go ahead and save your changes, and you're ready to go. So thanks for watching.